Beats Planet.
Yeah. What's happening? It's Voch Lombardi. We here, back like the bra straps and all that. Hey man, I didn't do the live stream Tuesday because I was doing film. Relax. What are you doing? Calm down. We dropped Marlon Davidson today. Jeff Okudah was yesterday. DeAndre Swift will be tomorrow. And like people saying that like they like the long film sessions or whatever. So like I heard y'all say that. I heard a bunch of people say they missed the long film session. So I'm going to do a long film session. Not going to do too many because like y'all don't tell me what to do and nothing like that. Kick rocks. But because a handful of people say that they like the long joints, we are going to do a long joint on Neville Gallimore this week. So stay tuned for that. Let me take a sip of water before I get started. Hold up. All right. Let's get it now. I got some talking to talk about. I normally don't fool with linebackers too much. Not a fan of them. I hate them, but I found this group to be interesting. Not interesting enough to make me like linebackers, but interesting enough to come in and talk about with some decent interest, okay? Plus, my team need like linebackers, like some depthy linebackers. So I figured it'll be a good thing to get into. There's going to be some themes that we're going to talk about today. Stay tuned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a possible. 7 and a possible. Isaiah Simmons is that possible. He ain't really a linebacker, but he here. And we ain't really got to talk about him because we've been talking about him like for months now. So we ain't got to talk too much about Isaiah Simmons. But we're going to break some players down. We got a bunch of them. I have a theory about linebackers. I want to like always challenge myself to come up with new theories. That's why I think Belichick's so great, because he's always thinking of ways to innovate the game and, figure out where the game is moving, then get there before it happens. So when y'all hear me say I got a new theory, I want y'all to get excited and hear what I got to say and then process it and think about what I mean when I say these things. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into that linebacker theory in a handful of seconds. Pardon me. Plus, I got another theory I'm going to talk about at the end. I kind of got an audience to talk about whatever I want to talk about, so I'm kind of going to do that. It's a non-football topic, but I was sitting around listening to music while I was working out, trying to get diabetes and high blood pressure out of my family. And I got a theory. Like, I already think Prince better than Michael Jackson, right? But I got like a theory that, like between 81 and 85, they was kind of like back and forth and then mirroring each other or whatever. I have a theory that Michael Jackson made a move from a Prince move that made Prince do something else that made Prince great. But we'll talk about that later at the end of the show. We're talking about football now, specifically these whack-ass linebackers. So let's get into it. We're not going to talk about Isaiah Simmons today, but he is a guy that's going to play linebacker at some point. But let's get into this theory. I think football is evolving towards Sam linebacker not existing anymore in a handful of facets. Let me explain. So how linebackers work, everybody on the defense just kind of bunch up in the middle and we identify which side is the strong side. They're like, the left is the strong side. So we're going to, and that's whatever side the tight end goes on, the most receivers, whatever. So that is the strong side. And whatever the strong side is, that's the side that my Sam linebacker goes on. This football in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? So my Sam linebacker he kind of needs to be a little thicker because he's on the play side all the time. He's on the strong side. So, he's dealing with pullers and kickers and fullbacks. He's dealing with tight ends. So he needs to be a little thicker, a little more physical. So when we get these big, thicker, more physical linebackers, we get guys that can't run very much. You fast forward a little bit, an offensive genius, whoever it may be that invented the shit, they kind of, they say, okay, well, if a Sam linebacker is going to follow my tight end, wherever my tight end goes, I'm just going to get a fast tight end to run faster than that Sam linebacker because 9 times out of 10, he's going to be the guy covering the guy. right? That's where part of that mismatch comes from. And then coaches be like, well, I guess I got to put a nickel on this tight end now. But then the nickel corners be a little too small, right? I think what's about to happen, and this is just one facet, I think what's about to happen, we're about to run into these players. Isaiah Simmons is a part of this. We about to run into these players that can play Sam linebacker that's athletic enough for you to stay in base formation, right? 4-3-3-4, right? To where you can stay in base formation, but still absolutely be able to cover tight ends, cover nickel receivers the best you can. It could be zone coverage, and to still play the run. That's one facet. I see in my comments, I just saw it. It's a nickel league. CJ Bagby. I get it. It's a nickel league. I agree. I think it's about to evolve past that, because instead of putting a nickel corner out there, we're just going to get more athletic Sam linebackers. Defenses are getting smaller to be able to defend these fast passing attacks, right? These track meet teams. You really just can't play nickel versus Kansas City. You kind of got to have a few more wrinkles than that, you know? Another reason why I think the traditional idea of what a Sam linebacker is existing to be, and this is a more nuanced conversation, right? When we look at the run game, nobody's really power scheming anymore, or gap scheming, pardon me. Nobody's gap scheming anymore. Most teams are running zone stuff. And I was thinking, I was like, man, why the hell does Snacks Harrison get cut from a team after being great 3 years ago? Or how come I'm always seeing elite 3 techs, elite defensive ends, but we don't see elite 1 techs? Because you can't be slow, big, and sloppy and exist in this league anymore. So let me continue to explain. If I'm an offense and I'm running different variations of outside zone, that could be jet sweeps, that can be tosses, it could be handoffs, it could be reverses. I'm trying to get to the outside, right? You need guys that can get to the outside. With all that outside getting, the one place we're not going is up the damn middle. You're going to have to run between the tackles at some point, but that's what makes inside zone so versatile. The fact that I can run in between the tackles, but if it's not safe, I ain't got to go there. So if I see this big old one tech that everybody wants, that Cowboy Nation wants, this big trash can full of dirt, heavy, sloppy, can't be moved one tech, fine, I'll just go front side B gap and I'll never have to deal with that guy. Or I'll just go to C gap. I'll never have to deal with that guy. There's no reason you should have unathletic one techs because they're so easy to get away from. Which brings me to the notion that slow linebackers won't exist anymore because running is becoming more paramount. If you a linebacker, you can't run, good luck to you. Boy, I was watching the NFL Top 100. They had Mike Singletary up there. Boy, Mike Singletary in his day is a legend. Mike Singletary in 2020 will get his ass smoked and put on the bench. Facts. I wish somebody in my chat box that's over 45 would say something crazy to that fact. 45 is a little too young. I wish a 50-year-old in my chat box would say something crazy. I wish he would. Mike Singletary will get his goofy ass smoked in the year 2020 because you just got to be able to move at every single position. So I'm watching these linebackers this year, right? And I'm like, boy, it's a handful of guys that's kind of small and they don't deal with blockers very well. Maybe they don't got to deal with blockers if they ain't got to go. Like if nobody's running up the middle, you ain't got to deal with blockers, I guess. It's more valuable for you to be able to cover, for you to be able to run in space, for you to be able to get to the corresponding sideline and to play outside zone. Sure, at some point, a team is going to have to run, between the tackles somewhere at some point. But you gotta, pick your poison, right? And in most cases, somebody say that's what your defense is for. That's what your D-line is for. So I'm looking at this crop of linebackers this year. I'm like, yo, these guys will be perfect for 3-4 defenses. They'll be perfect for 3-4. These linebackers in this class add a gang of nuance to 3-4 schemes in particular. Because if you run directly up the middle, you dealing with bigger D linemen anyway. 3-4 D linemen are just bigger, right? But if you go to the outside, you got 4 athletes that's ready to fly. That's what 3-4 basically is for, to get more athletes on the field. And I think that's what these linebackers are for. There are a gang of linebackers in this class that, they got length, but I wouldn't call them big. I wouldn't say that they're big, sizey guys. I wouldn't say that they're Sam. It's like one that's bigger than everybody else. Fucking Malik Harrison is bigger than everybody else. But the rest of them are pretty much guys that are smaller. They probably won't deal with blocks very efficiently, but they can get their ass to the corresponding sideline. I think it'll be interesting to see how this crop of guys would exist in a 2025 National Football League. Like if you're a scout in the 1990s brain, like if you use the 1990s brain scouting, you go, oh, Akeem Davis Gaither is 225. He's not big enough. That motherfucker can run though. And he's physical. He ain't the strongest cat in the world, but he's physical. And all you kind of got to do is hold the point of attack until help get there. That's all you got to do. I think it's going to be an interesting conversation. It's going to be an interesting conversation. Let's get into some of this breakdown, then I'll let y'all respond. I'm gonna be in the chat box, of course, of course you can call into the show and give your thoughts on these linebackers. The number to call in is 515-606-5187. Access code 309-104 is on the screen. It's in the description. You can't miss it. Let's get into some of these breakdowns real quick then. Like I said, we're not going to do Isaiah Simmons. Let's start, these are in no particular order or whatever, but hey, let's just kind of run with Patrick Queen. You're going to hear me say this a lot about most of these guys, right? The first thing I'm going to say is he can run, right? That's what you're going to get. This is a class full of running linebackers. So, excuse me. This is a class full of running linebackers, so let's just get that clear. He's long. That's going to be useful because we was talking about earlier, can these linebackers, like one of the jobs that they need is can they run and can they cover? And you know what I'm saying? Being long is going to help you in coverage. Now, I ain't ready to fully commit to his coverage ability, like as a cover guy. But what I will say, he can move well enough. His drops kind of need some work, but he's athletic enough to make up for it. I will say that. Mental processing is very important when we talk about linebackers. The guys in this class are pretty bad at it. They're pretty bad at it. Patrick Queen ain't though. Patrick Queen absolutely separates himself from the rest of the pack when it comes to mental processing, seeing things before it happens. Now one thing is like seeing things and getting there quickly is one thing. Kenneth Murray does that a lot. Kenneth Murray's so fast, he ain't got to see shit before it happens. He just gets there quickly. Patrick Queen, which I think has the advantage, right? Patrick Queen sees things early. Plus he can run. So he works himself in better position, right? And with that, maybe he ain't got to deal with blockers as much because he finds himself in good position. He's early. So he ain't always got to deal with blockers. But boy, when he deal with blockers, they kind of deal with him. But that's just smaller linebackers. That's the league, right? But do you feel comfortable about him dropping to the hook and curl, dropping the flats, running sideline to sideline or whatever? Cool. You feel good about that. Some people say this tackling could be a problem. I just think people stiff arm the shit out of him. But I think that came from him playing SEC football. So that's just SEC football. You know what I mean? why was Queen the backup at LSU? Seniority. Divinity had been playing already. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't really feed into the one hit wonder thing. Like, I'm only looking at your last year anyway. Then if I need more information, I'll dig deeper into it or whatever. But if you showed it, like this current version of you, if you showed it, fine. Fine. And Patrick Queen showed it. Yeah, he was the backup, but that just lets you know how much talent Alabama got. I mean, not damn Alabama. I'm so used to talking about Alabama. LSU. That just shows you how much talent that they got over there. That the backup can come off the bench, be a starter, and be a first round pick. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I do think that he's gonna be a first round pick. That ain't me predicting because I hate predictions, but that's just that. I talked about Kenneth Murray a little bit. Hey, he can fly. He can run. I would love to see them in a foot race, not like a combine type foot race, but I just want to see a competitive, I'm next to you, we're going to run however many yards foot race. I think Kenneth Murray has the advantage there, but Kenneth Murray, I would say the same things that I just said good about Patrick Queen, minus the processing, right? So I feel good about Kenneth running, Kenneth kind of, hook and curl stuff, sure. Tackling people fine, sure. He's another guy that's kind of smaller that got to deal with blocks, but whatever. What I think about Kenneth Murray for the most part is he runs himself out of position in a lot of different ways. Either misreading something, he finds himself out of position, and over pursuing something. Of course, coaches want you to run, but when you run that fast, you kind of got to tame it back and get to your landmark. So he'll overrun something being faster than what his eyes are, if that makes sense to you. Also, when it comes to him dealing with blockers, he don't deal with blockers really well, but like he'll move out of the way to avoid a blocker opposed to thumping them, and that'll get him out of position. You see what I'm saying? So, that's why that's why I say that about him, about he's out of position in three different ways or whatever. But that's only because I think it just needs to slow down for him. I think what's the word I'm looking for? Polish. I think polish. Just a little more time, keep playing. He's not a natural linebacker in my opinion. Like, some guys are just natural linebackers. They just get angles. They just get how fast they need to be accelerating. They just get running through people. Murray is an athlete that can run. You see what I mean? So that's that. Also, something else I hate too, I think Oklahoma's defense coordinator is whack because they ran a lot of slants and exotic blitzes, and they just had Murray moving around way too much and just thinking a lot. I think Murray's problem is that he's moving Murray around too much, and he was thinking too much when he should have just been doing something more simple. And when it's more simple, you could just play faster. But instead, they was doing all kind of goofy blitzes and shit. You know what I mean? I just, I hated it. I hated it. Even watching film on Neville Gallimore, I was like, why everybody moving around so much? Like, y'all don't shoot gaps in this? Y'all don't play. Y'all just moving around, slanting, move. I hated it. It was kind of whack. They don't allow his instincts to kick in. Sure, So, yeah, can you fix that? Possibly. I know somebody's going to ask Voch, is he a Will, Mike, or a Sam linebacker? That's why I gave you my theory earlier, because I think all these guys probably going to end up playing everywhere at some point anyway. You know what I mean? I think Will linebacker should be, like, reserved for, like, high processing people that process really well. I don't think these guys process really well. So I ain't putting Kenneth Murray at Will linebacker. But hey, if you want to put him at Mike and New Sam, let him play Mike and New Sam. Queen process as well, so put him at Will, Mike, and New Sam. Sure. Absolutely. Who's next? Let me scratch these people out. So chat box, y'all don't need me to talk about Simmons, do you? Because I've been talking about Simmons enough. Chat box, let me know if y'all need me to talk about Simmons. I will give a quick rundown if y'all need me to talk about Simmons, but I feel like I've been talking about him a lot. So chat box, y'all let me know. If y'all don't need me to talk about Simmons, we'll move on. Simmons, Queen, Murray. Let me look in the chat box, see what y'all talking about. Let me look in the chat box, see what y'all say. Let's see what y'all say. Nope, talk about Murray. I just talked about Murray. What you listening to? What you doing? Simmons gonna be able to shed a block in the NFL. I don't think most of these guys are gonna be able to shed blocks in the NFL. But that's just run and get there. Run and get there. My bad, just got in here. Well, hit the rewind button. I appreciate you. Indubitably, let's talk about I'll just stay down my list. Let's talk about Malik Harrison, who's different than all the rest of these cats. Malik Harrison is clearly thicker than the rest of these cats, boy. Clearly, like if you watch a film and you just like, okay, these guys look kind of thin. They look kind of thin. And then Malik Harrison, compared to them, get his swole ass on the field. Combine nerds, can y'all help me, please? But Malik plays totally different than the other two. The other two are very athletic, scraping, clean up, turn and run. Sideline to sideline guys. If you want more of a traditional Mike linebacker guy, that's Malik Harrison. He's bigger and he plays that way. He's a hitter. He's a thumper. He sheds blocks. He hits blockers in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like angry asshole, like evil guy. Now, will Malik Harrison play Sam linebacker until the NFL converts into not having Sams no more? Malik Harrison probably plays some Sam linebacker for you, until, things convert. But I think he can play Sam and Mike. I wouldn't necessarily put him at Will or anything. Let me look at my notes. I got notes on him somewhere. I can't find it. Okay, cool. Biggest of the bunch. He's a hitter. Good versus blockers. Don't ask him to run, cover, and chase people. Like don't 6'3", 240. Fantastic. Yeah, don't ask Malik to cover nobody or turn and flip his hips and do none of that. Don't ask Malik Harrison to do what you ask these other guys to do, because he just won't be very good at it. He's very good moving forward. He's very good downhill. He's a very, very downhill linebacker. That's what he's great at. That's where he's great. Okay, cool. That's what he's great at. And hey man, the rest of it is pretty standard. He can run around, not as well as the other guys. I would say Murray might be the fastest, than Queen closely. I'm talking about just in the game. I don't know about combine numbers, but just in the game, Murray looked faster. Queen looked more explosive, but less fast than Murray, if that makes sense to you. And Harrison would be like the least fast of these bunch of guys. But if you want the physical guy, the tone setter guy, then cool. Let him fly. Do that to him. Between the tackles guy, absolutely, Justin. He's more of a between the tackles guy. But I like Malik. I took a look at Willie Gay. Can somebody tell me what his red flags are? Because if he's gun under the seat guy, like I'll draft him just off the strength of being gun under the seat guy. Indubitably. We need we'll talk about that in a minute. Willie Gay from Mississippi State. I don't think I said nobody school. So Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, Patrick Queen from LSU, Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma, Malik Harrison from Ohio State, and Willie Gay from Mississippi State. But I mean, my chat box fantastic. So we ain't, I ain't gotta go over schools. You know what I'm saying? I just got to say it just in case somebody stumble across this thing. Punch the quarterback in grades. That's my kind of. Hey, look. Hey, I hate my teammates, guy. Oh boy, I hate my teammate gun under the seat. I can't pass, guy. Oh goodness. Let's talk about him for a minute. Then he's another guy that can run. It's a lot of runners in this, in this class or whatever. So if you don't get a guy that can run really well, don't fret, because it's a lot of guys that can run in this class. So hey, he can run, can fly. I think he's another guy that's more of an athlete than linebacker, though. I think that too. He's kind of like Kenneth Murray in that way, but Kenneth Murray just runs around a little better. But he just needs to learn the nuances of linebacker angles, processing. Like he get lost in them blocks quick, real quick. He get lost in them blocks, man. So he gonna have to fix the brain side of things. Also, when these offensive linemen get hands on him, he dead as fried chicken. Like he'll run directly into traffic sometimes, and and they'll deal with him. What I really liked about Willie Gay, though, that I haven't said about the rest of these guys, is I like him as a blitzer. If he got nuance at anything, he understands blitzing. He understands timing, and how can I explain this? I just talked about Patrick Queen having burst. Queen has the kind of burst to where when he's running already. He can turn on a jet and burst quicker. Willie fires out of his stance. You see what I mean? Willie in his stance, and that's where he gets his burst from. Like if you go watch, I don't recommend nobody watch highlight tapes because I hate them. But if you go watch like Willie's like film on the broadcast view or whatever, what you see is when he's blitzing, he covers ground really fast from 0 to whatever speed that he's going. So I do like that about him. So if you line him up outside or whatever, you want to run like a little hybrid look where you bring him in late, put him on the line of scrimmage, not necessarily like an edge player or nothing like that. That's Isaiah's game. But if you just put him on the line of scrimmage and blitz him, he can give you value as a late blitzer, as a, whatever blitzer. So I like Willie Gay, man. And plus I like him even more now that he punched his quarterback in the face, because y'all know we need some day 3 guys. That's what day 3 is for, basically. Day 3 is for the starter guys that we were too scared to draft in day 1. That's what the top of round 4 is for. Like if it's 10 gun under the seat guys, the first 10 picks in round 4 are going to be the starting level gun under the seat guys. And then we'll get to the rest of the people. It's just that they just don't get drafted in the top few rounds or whatever. Akeem Davis Gaither from Appalachian State. He's another guy. Runs around. Small dude, but he's the smallest out of all of these guys. I think him and Troy Dye may be the smallest out of these first few guys I'm talking about today. But Davis Gaither, thinner guy. Not necessarily going to be powerful block shedding guy, but he's physical dude. He's another one of these guys that's like angry, aggressive, not gonna move you very much, but okay, look, kind of like my Nitane Muti guy. Y'all know how like Nitane Muti like attacks the hell out of people because he's aggressive, but he's not strong, so he don't move him very much. That's kind of how I feel about your boy. That's kind of how I feel about Gaither. But you're gonna use Gaither in a situation where you bring him in, he's gonna run sideline to sideline and tackle people. He's gonna end up in space running hook and curls. He's gonna cover people. He's going to defend crossing routes. That's what these guys are gonna, and that's what it is, man. A lot of these guys are similar. But they different in that way. I was just talking about Troy Dye. I think Troy's a little bigger than Davis Gaither, but Troy probably got some DB in his future because he's tall and really long. Can I get a combine nerd to help me out with Troy Dye? Like, he's tall and really long, not the thickest cat in the world, but he's another guy that can kind of navigate. Like, have y'all seen him turn? Have y'all seen Troy Dye change direction? Like, he changed direction like a DB. Like I said, once again, he's not as fast as some of these other guys. He's not as fast as Queen and Murray and them. Combine nerds can help me with his 40 time too, but he can turn. Oh goodness, Troy Dye may be the best cover guy out of all these guys. The guy that you would want to cover. Like, if he's gonna be the Mike in a Tampa 2 deal, and he just got to get depth. Oh goodness! What game was I watching? I was watching like the Auburn game. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it because like the broadcast view kind of gets him out of there. But he was at like Mike, and they was running Tampa 2, and his ass like 40 yards downfield, just covering, just running, just flipping his feet, just running. You know what I mean? Processing is going to need some work though, but that's all these guys. But he's tall, he's long. He may have some safety in his future. Depends. I don't know. We'll see. What else do I have on Troy Dye? He had like 15 tackles versus Auburn. Ridiculous. Y'all go watch that film, man. Also physical, can run. What is this? My handwriting terrible. Some DB maybe. Cool. That's what I wrote. All right. That's what I wrote. My bad. Troy Dye. Sure. That's what I got for Troy Dye. And my last guy is like Jordan Brooks from Texas Tech. And mind you, I hate why not as fast as, like I said, he's not a blazy guy like the rest of them, but he's in the tackles. He'll navigate there, but he doesn't excel there, but that's fine. I probably have to watch him again to get a better qualified opinion on him. You know what I mean? Just I was at the end of my road because I was sick of linebackers at this point. But I think I got him right though. I think I got these linebackers right. So if anybody disagree with my assessment on these guys, you can feel free to let me know. You can call into the show. The number's on the screen. It's in the description, and I'll be interacting in the chat box or whatever. So let me scroll back so I can get Troy Dye's combine numbers. 6'4", 225, Troy Dye. Coach seeing him turn? Yeah, he can turn, Coach. He can turn. All right. Well, we ain't got no caller, so chat box. This would be a quick one. Or this could be whatever y'all want to do. What y'all got, chat box? What you got? What you got? Logan Wilson, haven't watched him. If Dallas doesn't get a strong safety in this draft, you fans have the right to revolt. It's my thing about Cowboy fans and safeties. Cowboy fans say they want more turnovers. Out of the safeties we got, the one they want to get rid of the most lead our team in turnovers. I'll never understand. I know who Evan Weaver is, but I haven't watched him. I've seen him in passing, but I don't want to lie to y'all. So, you know, I could just kind of BS and just talk circles around Evan Weaver and tell you who he is, or, you know, I can Google some shit real quick, but I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. But I'll watch him and come back and talk about him later. Well, so what else y'all got? What you think about Cam Brown? Nope. Haven't watched him. I ain't get that far down the list. I watched like 8 people, and I think that'll take. I think 8 linebackers will get me to like 4 rounds, maybe. Oh, yeah, like 4 rounds or so. I'll take that. And you know what? Also, there are some guys like Zach Bond that people consider linebackers that I don't. Or like Terrell Lewis and Anthony Jenkins that people consider linebackers that I don't. I get real particular about edge guys, so I don't consider all edge guys to be linebackers. Quarterman from Miami, I know he exists. I've seen him play, but I don't want to give y'all analysis unless I really feel like, you know, I fine-tooth combed him. But I've seen the player. I've watched the player, sure. I like him too. Yeah. Shit, Miami had like 3 linebackers, I think. I don't know if that was this year or last year. They had like 3 linebackers, I thought, that was all like the same age or whatever. Logan Wilson from Wyoming, the white guy. And Joe Bachy. Appreciate the dub, Steven Benz. I'll look into it. Like I say, man, like it's still mid-March and I'm running out of time to say I'm running out of time. Like I keep putting things off. I keep running out of time. I'll get there. Trust me, I'll get there. Voch, what do you think about Caleb Vaughn when he plays inside? I hate it. Just leave him at edge. He's not a linebacker. Just like Terrell's not a linebacker, and I don't really think Zach Bond's a linebacker. Keep them guys at the edge, man. Let them pass rush. Let them do what they're gonna do, man. Just come on, man. Just come on, man. Chat. I know y'all asking me about the 12th linebackers on y'all list, man. I know I ain't got everything for you, but we might be a short show today. And I tell you what, I would love to go hop on this PlayStation right now. So, hey, well, how much time we on? 43 minutes. Hey, I don't mind short shows. I love a short show. Shoot. I fall in love with athleticism, and I get it. I like my linebacker. He was a big body, and he was an athlete. Devin White coming out of LSU. And I ain't saying Patrick Queen better than him. I just like really smart linebackers. I like linebackers that are ahead, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's just my thoughts. What's your gamer tag on PS4? Voch Lombardi. Easy peasy, lemon squeeze. You can find me anywhere at Voch Lombardi. I still think Devin White is overrated considering where he got drafted. Yeah, 5 was a bit too high. Five was a bit too high. Josh Uche from Michigan, he's an edge player to me. He's not a linebacker to me. I love Josh Uche. Fantastic pass rush. I was about to click somebody in, but they got off. So, yeah, Uche, super bursty, super quick, super bendy. Yeah, I like Josh Uche. He should probably get a little bigger though. Is he gonna play much in the run? I wouldn't say so. Will he come in and pass rush for you all day? Absolutely. But you got to be careful about those guys that only like pass rush, like they don't do nothing versus the run. They just come in and pass rush. Like y'all remember this cat, Ewan Price? What school Ewan Price come from? Like Pittsburgh, I believe, or something. I don't remember the school. I just remember like the jersey colors. It was like a weird blue gold, maybe. You remember Ewan? What happened to Ewan Price? He was smoking the hell out of people, man. Oh goodness, what happened to Tim Williams? What happened to these guys? What happened to these guys that only pass rush? Every year we got like small linebacker guys that be like, "Hey man, they only gonna pass rush. They ain't gonna do nothing versus run, but they don't even come out and pass rush." What they at? The Rams cut his ass. Man, I was a big fan of Ewan Price, boy. Maven with the Bills. I don't watch the Bills. Boy, the Bills got 10 people on their defense I ain't never heard of in my life, boy. Shouts out to the Bills, though. I heard like 4 people on their defense, but a lot of them cats I ain't never heard of, man. Sorry, Voch, my notifications bugging. It's all good, Joe Sandberg. Anyway, I got a theory, and I'm going to wrap this show up. I got a music theory, right? And this is my show, so I can kind of say what I want. Or should I do this on another stream? I'll do it on another stream. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to give y'all like 5 more minutes to get y'all questions in before I dip out. After that, ball game. I'll do it on another stream. Voch's Voice podcast is going to be a thing like real soon, too. Like, I haven't, like in my mind, I was like, okay, it's regular season. So when off season get around is when I'm going to do the Voch's Voice podcast. Then off season got here and I got incredibly busy during the off season. Like, I'm taking draft like really seriously this year. I'm like, damn, I ain't got time to do the Voch's Voice podcast. So I'm trying to find time to do the Voch's Voice podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I think all this shit gonna revolve around getting more views on these videos. That's what it's going to revolve around. You know what I'm saying? This linebacker class is weird. Facts. Be sure to rewind, though, Joe. Be sure to rewind. What you look for in Mike linebackers. Hey, man, I had a theory at the beginning of the video. I don't think classifying linebackers really going to exist anymore. I think that's an old way of thinking football. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can rewind. It was like a 25-minute soliloquy. It's like a 25-minute, just giving my thoughts about linebackers in general. I don't think Sam, Mike, and Will are going to exist anymore. I just think you just need 3 guys that can run, 3 guys that can cover, and 3 guys that can play the outside zone. And I'll give my reasons. What's the next position you scouting? Interior offensive line. I dropped my Nitain Mutai video early because I was kind of hating on PFF because I was motivated. But I'm going to be looking at Cushenberry. I'm going to be looking at Tyler Badass. And I got some more. Who else I got, man? I got some film. I tell y'all who in the tuck in terms of film and me studying. I'm studying interior guys, but the next couple film sessions, like CJ Henderson's coming at some point. Cushenberry, 6'4", 270, Clyde, Austin Jackson, Jordan Elliott, Shane Lemieux, Zach Moss, Tyler Badass, Justin Jefferson, and the guard from Ohio State. Those are the videos that's possibly coming next. But me studying, like, I'll be in the 6th round studying, like, receivers or something. I'll be looking at, like, the 5th round cornerbacks. But the video is always going to be behind my actual studies. But, you know. Ruiz, sure. Hennessy made me mad, dog, because I was rooting for him, but he went to the Senior Bowl and didn't win a rep. So they can get Hen Dog the hell up out of here, bro. They get Hen Dog the hell up out of here. All right, short ass video. We gonna get in and get on and get out. Get on with our life. Nene sent me a text. She in the chat box. I didn't get a chance to read it or respond to it. But I know it was her because my phone vibrated different when she texted me, so I need to respond to whatever the hell she was saying. But hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Short ass show, but y'all know how it go. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Whoa. And the Peasky though. I'm about to go. I need to go to the grocery store and I'm gonna get on my PlayStation and take care of my other business. If you came in late, rewind the show and all that, and be sure to tune in for the DeAndre Swift film session that I drop tomorrow. All right, peace, man. Hold on, don't go nowhere. Wait. We got a call. Wait, don't go nowhere. Wait a minute. Ed from Atlanta.
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Hey, man, don't be calling when I'm about to wrap this show up, boy. I was about to hit the button and pull a trigger on this thing, man. What's happening, man?
What's up, man? I just had a quick note on. I think Willie Gay is my favorite linebacker
of all time.
Although I think we agree on his analysis.
Okay.
I think he does get washed about the paint a lot.
Okay.
But I think as far as potential goes, I feel like he's one of the only linebackers that runs a 4.46 or whatever he ran that's actually willing to at least engage. So I think if you put a meal plan under this guy, I think he'll be pretty solid.
What do you think he needs to change?
I think he basically just needs to get bigger, and I think he just needs a good coach. I think that's it. His processing, in my opinion, like if you tell him you're going to play Sam this play, if the running back goes out on a swing, you kill him, I think he can do that fantastically. As far as putting him at middle linebacker and just letting him diagnose the play, I don't think he could do that. I think he's one of these athlete guys who you say, listen, this running back or this tight end or whoever catches the pass in the flat, you go kill him. I think he can do that perfectly and fight through a little bit of traffic.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if he was in man coverage or whatever, he can, follow, like simple direction. But in the National Football League, there's a lot of misdirection, there's a lot of motion, there's a lot of window dressing. So, they're exposing linebackers like that.
Right, but as far as coverage goes, that's kind of the weird part that you alluded to. He's not the best coverage guy.
Right.
He's got the tools, he just doesn't do it. So I guess that would be the kind of weird part about Willie Gay.
And he's your linebacker one.
No, not one. I just think he has the highest upside.
Okay, he's your favorite linebacker. Pardon me. That is a difference. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I got some favorite guys that ain't the best. I think. I don't know. Possibly. Ed from okay, so like you a Falcons fan or something?
Oh yeah.
Falcons looking for linebackers?
As of right now, yes.
I feel like y'all drafting linebackers every year. Linebackers from LSU every year. Well, who knows? Maybe I'm tripping. All right, Ed from Atlanta. I got another call, man. Appreciate you. He say Willie Gay, gun under the seat guy. Do you think he punched Matt Ryan in the face? You think that's a thing?
Nah, I think he'd punch Dirk Cutter in the face.
He better not
totally
punch,
fine with it.
He better not punch the coach in the face. All right, Eddie, get up out of here. All right, y'all. We're gonna hold it down for the Doski. Well, we got another call. All right. Indubitably, Zach. What's up, Zach?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Shit, everything. What's good? My chat box funny. What's good, my guy? What you got for the show?
I was just asking, man, you got a Tristan Wirfs video coming soon?
Hell nah, because I ain't got no Iowa film. You know what I mean? But y'all can just take my word for it. Either that or I find some Iowa film and put one out last minute.
What are your thoughts on Tristan Wirfs?
Shit, he's fantastic. And he's probably guard number one in this class. He's either the best guard in this class or the fourth tackle in this class. And being the fourth tackle ain't a bad thing. So it's just kind of going to come down to whatever you ask him to do, but he does have versatility. So, it just depends on how the teams got him stacked. He could be the first offensive lineman off the board. He could be I don't think he ain't going to never be the fifth. So That's that. As a tackle, he's kind of gonna have to learn how to deal with like bendy, quickie people. But he's a big physical, nasty dude when you line him up on the inside, and I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, right. I'm a big fan of him, man. What tackles do you have ahead of him?
Shit, the first three. Wills.
Thomas.
Wills, Thomas, and Becton. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Just curious, man. Big fan.
I appreciate it, man. Salute. Zach,
yes, sir.
Zach called in to say, y'all ain't gonna stop this show today. Well, all right then. Good call, Zach. Nobody else on the phone? Nobody else on the phone? All right. We good? We good? All right, then. We good. Hey, man. Now I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Salute to my 2 callers. Salute. Appreciate y'all. Tony called in. Wait a minute, Tony. Tony, what you doing, man?
So much.
How's the family?
Good. What about you?
Oh, shit, man. Everything. You know how I go. Yes, indeed. How about that weather, bro?
It's been worse. I heard that, too.
Hey, man.
Very worse, too.
That's what happens when you get last-minute calls on linebacker shows. But go ahead.
I got a theory on worse, because I think the NFL, it's a lot of guys like worse in the NFL. You know, guys who probably should be a guard.
Okay.
But they kind of keep them at tackle.
Whatever. Go ahead.
Because guys like Greg Robinson, horrible at tackle. I'm like, put that man at guard, see what he do.
Well, Greg.
Eric Flowers.
See, I don't think Greg would be a good guard because he's S word and L word.
Oh.
I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be good nowhere.
Better as a guard than because he's horrible as a tackle. It's horrible. I heard Eric Flowers is actually doing pretty decent at guard. Probably should be a guard. It's a lot of guys probably shouldn't be a tackle, but should be a guard.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question. I want to, your opinion. You watched Tyler Biadasz yet, right?
Who?
Badass.
Oh, okay, yeah, Badass from Wisconsin. Sure, yeah. What's his name? Say his name again.
Tyler Biadasz.
I've never heard anybody say his name before. I just called him Badass. All right, cool. What about him?
How do you feel about his strength, his ability to move people?
He plays center, fam. He plays center.
Nah. He ain't gonna. Some teams might move him to guard.
He ain't gonna. He shouldn't. He ain't gonna move too many people. Cushionberry ain't gonna dig a lot of people out. Netane Muti ain't gonna dig a lot of people out. He don't play center.
He gonna try to.
Yeah, I mean he gonna try. Yeah, he gonna violently engage. He gonna violently engage with people and not get no movement.
No.
But yeah, man, yeah, sure. But it's can you reach, and can you get the second level, and can you pass block? That's what I think, man.
Yeah. All right, Voch.
All right, Tom, go back to sleep, man, or finish smoking your wild parsley, whatever you was doing.
Yeah, I was asleep. I woke up. I was like, damn, I didn't even know you were streaming today.
He said, I'm about to call. I stream every Thursday. Get out of here.
Oh, today.
Yeah, he didn't even know today was Thursday. Tony high, boy. Tony is high. He was like, today Thursday? Yeah. Look on your phone. You had to pick your phone up to call me. What are you doing? 903, did you know today was Thursday?
What's going on, man?
All right, cool. Don't answer the question. Shit, man, everything cool. Everything shit. We chilling up in here, cool, and taking these last minute calls and everything. What you got for the show?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Man, I came into the chat late, man. I seen you supposed to be talking about linebackers, and I chimed in on the lineman talk.
Okay, let's do it.
But man, I'm trying to see, would you be upset with Bond at 18 or 17?
Would I be upset with Byron at 17 and 18? Say it again.
No, Zach Braun, the linebacker from Wisconsin. How would you feel about that?
Zach Bond at 17?
Yeah.
Man, I'd be mad.
Depending on the defensive backs they get in free agency, say they get a couple veterans, they get a couple big boys on the line, just to bring that different element. Some pass rush is what I'm really looking at, and I'm not expecting Chase on to be there. KingLombardi might be there, but that's more interior. But we need some dogs coming off the edge, you know.
Man, I'd be mad as hell if we take Zach Bond. Jason Garrett would have never took Zach Bond at 17. He'd have fired McCarthy if he takes Zach Bond at 17.
I feel you. You know, and to me, Sack's the name of the game. But man, I ain't have much, man. Just salute to you. You know, I'm a long time listener, man. I'm gonna be listening.
Appreciate it, my guy. But just to answer, I do like Zach Bond. Zach Bond is fantastic, and I think he's a really good pass rusher. I'm just more likely to take him in the 50s than at
Sure.
17 though. But appreciate it, my guy.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Boy, Jason Garrett would never take Zach Bond at 17. Oh man, Tony didn't even know. So I'm saying my theory. Chat box, y'all know Michael Jackson got a song called Dirty Diana, right? I was talking to my Uncle Ephraim. He's not really my uncle, but I call him Uncle Ephraim. I have a theory that between 82 and 84, Prince and Michael Jackson were they were directly warring off each other. You know what I mean? They was back to back to backing. You know what I mean? Like a rivalry, so to speak, right? I think when Prince dropped Dirty Mind, he was dropping those albums and he was showing how explicit he could be. If somebody looked at Michael Jackson and said, "Yo, Mike, you a little soft, my G. You need to drop some gangster shit. You need to drop some explicit." Then Bad album come out, he dropped Dirty Diana and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Dirty Diana is a direct. I think Dirty Diana is a direct reaction of Prince making songs called Head. And Prince making songs called Darling Nikki. I think somebody gotten Michael Jackson's ear and said, "Hey man, you need to be a little more nasty," but it didn't correlate. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all today, man. That's my theory. I had to get my theory out. Go listen to Prince Head if y'all need a good laugh for the day. I ain't taking no more calls. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. I'm leaving. I'm about to go to the grocery store and text Nene back, because I can tell by how the phone vibrated it's her. And yeah, I'm leaving. Until next time, we probably do something next Tuesday, but DeAndre Swift tomorrow and Neville Gallimore after that. That's gonna be a long form film session, like 30 minutes or something. Peace, y'all.